Are you okay? Paimon never imagined your sister. Well, Paimon believes in both, and when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? She said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets she still has lots more to tell us. And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going. Don't mention it, partner. Although, where should... Oh, you mean the god that took your sister away and... You're right. After all, yeah. Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far. Paimon doesn't... Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already. Let's see what she had...
Oh. Hello. Oh, is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get...
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way.
Great! We can...
But the chance of success is incredibly small.
Incredible...
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rack, but to my surprise, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over.
What a horrible
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like a...
Kanjo Commission?
Along with the other 2 commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trade. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But what I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should know that the sea around and even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you
the raft
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux Fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break...
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like that?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their the Alcor is the flagship of the Crux Fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run.
Then there's no time to...
Gather! Rise!
Who have we got here? Wait, I know. Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue. She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person. Judging by the clothes on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Hey! The name's not Floating Thing! It's Paimon!
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... Yes.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet. And that gives our encounter meaning.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
Well, I can't argue with that. Okay, then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash?
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents. There are two important rules. 1, competitors must be renowned fighters. So, you've got nothing to worry about. 2, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little... You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and with Liu as savior taking part in the tournament. Now that's gonna turn a few heads.
But we didn't come here.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested. Get this. It's a
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for some—
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent. Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to.
Inazuma?
Well, why didn't you say so? In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice.
You just want him to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent—
What are we gonna do?
Great. Then let's get you signed up.
It seems like it will only be a matter—
The sound of the ocean waves.
martial arts tournament. But when the combatants are—
Go on, get yourself— I've already fixed— You can't run!
Before we sign up, let's see who the other competitors are. Beto said. Hello, are you here to
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entrance. The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting a bit. Nobody wants to—
yeah, we heard a rumor.
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Tsuhu—
Uh-huh.
What? You— Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of dark. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one. I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course. But the fact remains that I—
Uh-huh. But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna keep looking around.
I'll see you in the arena. But I don't plan on losing—
Hi there, are you here?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. That's what our master taught us. But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training into practice. It's also a chance for us to obtain the masterless vision.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our master's top students.
This master of yours must be pretty.
Famous? He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently. The clan is nowhere near as famous as the master himself anyway. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created to the Lingshan clan.
Forced to expert?
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fish.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the very basics.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress soon, well...
There's a tuition fee?
Of course! This is a Grand Master we're talking about here. He doesn't...
But here we are, having trained under him directly. Recently, though, we heard that a Vision Bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try.
Exactly. Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could...
See you in the arena.
Terra Smash! Yeah.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux Clash too? If so,
So you're also here?
you better believe it. For me, obtaining a vision is the final... No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about... I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've passed every exam I've ever taken. In most people's eyes, I am already the very embodiment of the perfect... a vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. So, they very kindly made... I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good... Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on rare and Ha! You don't mince... Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine. It's not too long now before you'll get...
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just... really average. Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing.
Chinksa Village arm wrestling champion, huh? Next, please. What's your name? Wait, did I hear...
Is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are...
I have to ask. Oh, it's really him!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of part?
Oh, I wonder if
I trust you are aware that, only those without... Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary. You walk into the most dangerous situations imaginable.
Yep, he still doesn't have a vision, though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself... It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to... So far, I've got... defeated the ancient god Osial, so that's one.
Yeah, also, don't forget to mention that the...
Whoa!
Might as well declare him the
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's... Right. You're a great hero such as yourself can
Oh, we're not here for that.
There's another prize?
Beto must have upped the stakes this time.
But why would anyone want...
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with... Well, I'm sure a great hero... Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule. Even though you don't have a vision, So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstanding. In any case, looking at the competition, it's all right.
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to... Good. Then please...
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament. His first bout begins now!
You? You're the hero they're talking about? How am I supposed to win now?
What a strange guy. with? Well, now that we've won, let's go and see Beto. She'll probably have something to say to us.
So, what do you think, Kazuha?
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint, as if to protect the opponent from
Well, I've fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. So come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two?
All right. Let me think how to aptly phrase these words of praise. You fought well.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but, you know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that, and since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. I'm sure lots of them are here to find out how... Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to mention, you must be itching to fight someone. So,
Huh? But we only just started the quad.
This is how Captain Beto works. You won't persuade. Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
To be fair.
all right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. We're finally here, folks.
Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to this. You may well be stronger than him, but this should not very well.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is waiting. Go find the crew member.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux Clash, but he has... I do not doubt your abilities, but I would...
Relax. My guy's at the top of it.
Don't worry.
At last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
It's a fury! It's a fury! How's this? Crumble!
I'm sweating. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best.
Right. If you had a vision,
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid, but mine, I lost interest eventually. You can't... I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have was given to them by the gods. I don't envy it.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit my... Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them.
Wow.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and...
By the way...
Whether they'll be as tough as me, so don't get...
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent in the final round. Paimon thinks we might need to up our game a little.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way...
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable. I faltered for but a brief. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. Still, I'm sure he'll be.
Hey there! Well, where did the
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, "Why didn't you dodge?" But he was pretty much out cold by that point and couldn't reply. "Why don't you dodge?" they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Ling Shan. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit. I don't dare tell my master about this. Otherwise, I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment.
Oh, all right then.
Thanks,
We still haven't got any useful information yet.
You gave an outstanding. I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind. But you were quick to adapt and managed to claim victory over your opponent. In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your...
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round.
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill? I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leads. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that. Come with me.
Kazuha's had his. If you've got anything.
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element.
Paimon knew that you were hinting.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say, it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given... When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision, and not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell! It's weird!
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities? Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy and even wield it?
Aw, it's nothing real. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, he just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange. Now then, let's test your... Oh, pay no attention.
Order guide you. Gather.
Let's light it up! Adventure time! Let's light it up!
Gather. This is order. Stabilize.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and he relies entirely on the element of surprise. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then please, save your thanks. The world is a truly...
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have...
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions. My apologies for allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways. So that's what you're curious about? As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably, sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 Archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria? Not to mention, with no new Electro-visions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not...
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro-Archon before? With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish... Ah, the time for your...
Oh, right! We got...
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can reach... Very well.
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! We've reached the climax. We've seen many exciting battles. Now, I'd like to introduce... He strikes fear into the heart...
Wow!
I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed his thrilling match, but today's final... As for our other combatant... he still hasn't arrived.
Oh, come on, what could be taken?
Apologies! Everyone just sit tight. We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just...
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right. Captain Beto, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler.
Let me see. It's gone all right.
Huh? Did somebody
We don't know when it was taken I never...
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has... The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look...
Well, if you insist, I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation.
If you would, please come with me.
But we're on...
Come with me. I can...
Huh? A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues.
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see shortly.
Stabilize!
You can't run from death.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
You can't run!
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure...
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you... Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one...
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind as I was pursuing. In other words, you failed to meet any of the base...
You...
But most disappointing of all is it appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine! Fine! I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a...
Aha! So you were supposed...
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semi-finals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape. But after all I went through to get it, I think not. Really? Fine. but you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Huh? You're...
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa, whoa! We don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it!
I will have order. Stabilize.
Lights out.
I'm going in!
Yeah. With the wind.
No, no!
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms. Put down the vision and leave.
Huh?
What's wrong? It's up to you.
No need for that.
Huh? Paimon doesn't...
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest... But unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes. I wanted to know what... From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? I see. So you are also unable to No matter. This was expected. I suppose this...
Yeah, what's the story?
The story begins with an old... He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenchukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day I may, but as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha!
All right then, it's time we returned. Allow me to gather the wind.
Huh? Did Beta leave already?
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue.
It's not...
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, in which case the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate. It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved.
Yes, I believe so. But the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden. Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made. In the meantime, thank you. May both one final word of warning.
Yeah!